Growing your Turo business, strategies to expand your fleet, scale your fleet, get repeated customers, and create an overall all-star experience. Next. So, guys, hope that you know who I am by now. My name is Mr. Luke Evan Brooks, and I am going to teach you how to do the Turo business. As a matter of fact, I created a course called a Jedi Master course that's going on right now for a limited time. You don't want to miss out on this. This is going to give you the A to Z. It's going to walk you through every step, the check-in procedures, how to approach customers, how to set up your messages, how to exactly get the things that you need as far as 90% plus booking with your vehicles. All and more down in the description down below. So guys, before we even start going on to this topic about how to get your business operational, to make it fully optimized, I have one important message that I want to deliver, and it's right over here.
Magandang araw po mga kababayan ko dyan sa Pilipinas. As part of our contest, ako po ay lumalapit sa inyo para sabihin na magbibigay ako ng $200 sa maswerteng mapipili dyan po sa atin sa Pilipinas. Once we hit the 2,500 subscriber, ang dapat nyo lang po na gawin ay mag-subscribe, i-like po ang page at mag-comment. At kasali na po kayo agad sa contest. Once we hit that numbers, mag-a-announce po kami on live at ibibigay ang premyo sa halagang $200 sa maswerteng napili.
So guys, we're going to talk about a few things here. We're going to talk about the strategies to build your hosting profile. That's right, your hosting profile. And we're going to talk about how to be that all-star host with these operations. So let's get into it. So the first one I want to talk about is your hosting profile. That's right, your hosting profile. I see a lot of hosts that really don't put too much information, and I see hosts that put way too much information. The question comes to mind, what information is good? You need to state who you are. You don't have to sit there and talk about you got 5 kids or you're a school teacher or whatever like that. Talk about who you are briefly. Talk about what you offer as far as line of cars. Like, hey, I offer exotic cars. I offer luxury cars. I offer a mixture of cars that help all types of aspects of life. Just walking around in Charlotte or wherever you may be, and let people know that they can reach you. You can also tie in your social media on there. That way people can reach you multiple angles, because I've seen it in the past where talking to other hosts, some customers want to just cut out Turo. Now, I'm not saying you should do that, but if you ever decide to do independent, you got your base right there. So anything can happen, right? You don't own Turo. I'm not trying to scare anyone. It helps make money, but any day, anything can happen, but it's part of the risk, right? It's not something that you're like, oh, I don't know what I want to do, but you want to have your profile set up where people can be able to contact you in multiple ways. Number 2, repeat customers. To have repeat customers, you want to simply make sure that you give them an all-star experience. Now, what does that mean? All-star experience to me states that I am going to be able to have a water in the car, like a bottle of water, a thank you card, clean car, of course, air freshener. Car might be older, but it don't look old. It feels fresh. It smells fresh. Car's clean on the inside and out. And you're staying in constant comms with your customer. You're giving them instructions how to do certain things as far as checking in the car, checking out the car, emergency roadside assistance, all the things that they need to do, even finding where the lockbox is at if you do remote. And if you don't know about that, it's a video that I have about remote check-in that you definitely want to check out. When you do that, customers feel like, hey, this is better than Enterprise. This is better than Hertz. This is better than Avis. This is better than Budget. Because some of the things that the big car companies do are going to be different from what Turo does. And what that is you. You can offer the ultimate experience where customers come back. As we speak, I have repeated customers come to me every month. Hey, remember me? Yes, I remember you, because I look at the profile. I want to rent again. I have customers who do day in rentals, meaning that every day they re-up on their rental. They want to re-up, meaning that at the end, I don't have to worry about that car. At the end, we don't have to stop everything to go get this car cleaned up, because this customer's probably going to rent this car out for a month or so. It happened. I had customers rent a car out for almost 2 months. And the reason being is because I make sure the car is taken care of. I make sure that the car is safe. That's the most important thing. If the car's not safe on the road, you don't want to stake your reputation on it, because then that's going to get out there. People will hit those reviews. This car's not safe. Brakes broke, brakes are damaged, battery doesn't work, things like that. You don't want any of those bad things. So you want to give them the exact opposite. You want to give them the full first class experience. So make sure you take that in mind. Number 3, expanding your fleet. Expanding your fleet is very critical. Now, I've seen it in the past where people talk about go finance 30 cars. Stop. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Don't do that, because that is way too much leverage of risk. Meaning that if anything happened, God forbid, knock on wood, anything happens to those cars, you're going to be held liable to pay off that loan. Most of these companies are not going to understand that you're using the car for rentals like that. They're thinking you're using it for personal use. And there's stipulations in those loans that might be like, nope, this is not a business car. You got this for personal loan. We're not going to honor it. You got to pay the loan. You don't want to be like that. What I do recommend people to get started is to use your own car first. That's right. Use your own car first before you start doing any type of expanding to see if you really want to do it. Because at the end, if you don't like it, you can always pull your car back, right? You don't have to worry about all these extra loans or whatnot. The second thing that I would tell people to do, if you do like it, go get you a cash car. You can get cash cars, of course, at used car dealerships. Now, I'm not recommending this as number 1, number 2, number 3. I'm just giving you all the options. But you can go to the car lot. You can go to auctions. You can go on Facebook Marketplace, which I prefer going to because I can get right down to the nitty gritty. Out in your neighborhood, looking at cars. And then additionally, talking to family members who may be getting rid of their car because of old age, or they want something new, basically. Now, there are requirements, which again, Turo's going to list. The car can't be over 12 years old. The car cannot be over 130,000 miles. It can't have any open recalls on the vehicle. It can't be a salvage title. Those things right there pretty much line up to, hey, this is the only way you can get the car on there, all right? And I also recommend this too: do not get a manual in your fleet. Not everyone knows how to drop a manual. And if your clutch gets damaged, that's a lot of money that you do not want to be wasting. My ideal goal for me personally is to expand the fleet 1 car per quarter. Last year, we managed to get 4 cars. This year, we're going to get up to 8 cars, right? So we're going to expand, meaning that we're going to have 4 more cars. Each quarter, we will have a vehicle in our inventory. Now, my idea with my niche, and this is my niche, right? I go for used cars, not too old, right? Reliable cars. And I make sure they're clean. We do detailing to the cars. We make sure they look good. So when we start taking photos of it, people rent the cars and we have no issues. And we make sure we take care of it. I also have a mechanic on the side that helps me time and time when we got to do any preventive maintenance right there. Because again, the idea of your fleet is to keep it operational, keep them going. You do not want to have a car sitting around, because if a car sitting around, at the end of the day, it's not making any money. It's just taking up space. Number 4, scaling your hosting operation. Now, we already talked about scaling your fleet, but we're talking about hosting operation. What that means is that you're going to have staff. Once you start getting a bunch of cars, it's going to be a lot difficult. And I mean, like, once you get to maybe 10, 12, 20 cars, you'll not be able to do that by yourself, Batman. You're going to have a team. You want to scale the operations of your business, meaning that you're going to have to hire people to actually watch over the chats, making sure everything's running smoothly and put people in place. For me, I love the option that they have with Turo called the co-hosting tool. I'm living in Bahrain, so the difference from living in Bahrain to North Carolina is about 8 hours, right? I'm 8 hours ahead of them. So it's some things I'm gonna miss. And I let my team know when I'm about to go to bed, right? At the end of the day, they know what they gotta do. That cues them up, meaning that, hey, we gotta monitor chat. They monitor the chat because I tell all the customers to talk to me in chat, and they make sure everything runs smooth. When I wake up, they let me know through text anything that happens, and vice versa. I let them know once they go to sleep, I take over, and it runs smooth. For the folks who are not living overseas like I am, this still can be applied. You can have a team that can take different days for you or take different cars. As a matter of fact, you can do a division or a department. Hey, you're going to handle the luxury cars. Hey, you're going to handle the cars just between this year. You're going to handle cars that are just economical. You're going to handle electric cars. So that way it's a lot easier for you to manage. The worst thing you can do is slip up and forget about a reservation or not have a car ready to go, or forget about the maintenance, or forget about inspection. You want to have a team put in place once you expand those operations. Now, don't recommend doing this with 1 car, 2 cars, or even 4 cars. I think once you get to the 10 car mark, you're going to have to call in help to do that. And this help doesn't have to be family members. It doesn't have to be someone who lives next to you. Again, I'm doing this all the way in Bahrain. You can actually do this with people that you can hire online. You can hire a virtual assistant. You can go to Filipino online. They will go ahead and get you VA assistance if you need that, and just have them monitor it. Do the customer service part for you. That way, you're good to go. So that's some of the tips that I learned, some of the things that can help you grow your Turo business in 2024. So definitely, guys, if you got anything else, if you're interested in this, again, I'm going to put this out right now. There is a Jedi Masterclass that's going on right now that I'm offering. People are rolling in right now. You definitely want to check out the link down below. And don't forget, guys, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know what you think. What say you? How are you growing your Turo business as a host if you're already a host? And if you're not a host, what's holding you back? Drop those comments down below. I will see you on the other side. Peace.